Welcome everybody to another episode of Big Black and Unsuccessful. I'm Stubb D.
PD the CEO. What's going on, people? I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody already went out and voted for whoever you voting for. It don't matter. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I can't complain at all. What's going on?
No doubt. I see you. You got a lot of love for your gray beard online, man. How that made you feel?
No kind of way. I don't need that to make me feel good. I'm good.
No doubt.
I've always been pretty, so that don't make me no fucking never mind. But I appreciate it though.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not one of them dudes. I don't. That fake love shit don't boost my ego.
You feel like it was fake love?
It is.
Some of them people on there look like they was genuine with it.
I'm not talking about that in particular.
I know.
I'm just talking about that online likes and this, that, and the third. That ain't my thing.
But yeah, that ain't something to get wrapped up into because that's just algorithms and, stuff that you don't have no control over, no way. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
but I've been the beard champion since before Ross even hit. So
beard champ.
What it is.
You said the beard champ.
The beard champ,
no doubt.
The beard champ.
That's the title.
That's why them gals used to like the moisturizer.
No doubt. So what's been happening in your world, man? I see you've been listening to some new music. I ain't get to the Buster yet, but I heard you was bumping it. What you think of it so far?
I'm listening to what I can listen to since I got a new neighbor beside me in my condo. Old fuck nigga. Like that motherfucker done called the police on me goddamn 14 times in 12 days because of my music. So I can't enjoy my music. I can't goddamn do my little beats and shit. Got me going to court and shit. But you know what? I'm going to play cool until I go to court. But after the damn court date, it's on.
Got you going to court?
Yeah. He's a whole nigga. Imagine another brother with your skin tone calling the police on you.
Well, I mean, that happens. But yeah, I feel what you're saying.
14 times in 12 days?
For music? Yeah. Not drug activity. Not violence. Not harassment of his household. Just for music?
Music. Never once had a conversation with the nigga. Never once did the nigga even attempt to come over and just knock on the door and say, hey, bro.
So this spot quiet as a peep. You don't hear nothing from his spot.
Oh, but see, yes, but I'm not a tattletale dude, this, that, and the third. But, I guess I have to put my adult gloves on and just, do the same thing he does to me to him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you call the police 12 times about noise.
No, 14
times about, you said 14 times in how many days?
12 days.
12 days. I know 12 is somewhere.
Yeah, it's somewhere in it.
14 times in 12 days. Mm-hmm. You got to be the quietest person in the world.
No, he over there with his little wife and his 2 children. They are not the quietest people in the world. But that don't bother me. I don't give a shit what you do in your house.
See, though, speaking on standards, though, you calling the police every time a little bit of noise get up there. Somebody playing some music. You know these ain't the thickest of walls. They connected.
And, homeboy, I'm not even playing this shit up here. I'm just playing the little shelf system downstairs. He says it shakes his walls. This will be the system to shake his walls.
So then don't you need a house?
Bingo.
Don't you need to be somewhere where you got some space where you... Because listen,
bingo.
My setup in my garage, when I come outside, my garage is bumping. Mm-hmm. But that's my house, so please, you can call the police if you want to, but this residence don't have nothing to do with you.
Then the police ain't no better. Because all police are regular people that wear badges, tasers, and guns, and just happen to have a badge. They're not special. Right. They're not more better than you. And some of them are even fucking haters.
Yeah.
You understand? So I've been dealing with a whole lot. The motherfucking police got mad at me because I wouldn't give them my ID, and I'm in my fucking house. Why in the world am I going to give you my ID, and I'm in my house? I just need you to step outside and hand me your ID. In the words of Cat Williams, you think I'm going to leave the safety and security of my home to come outside with you to give you my ID? Man, write your ticket and get the fuck off my property. And all she could say was, yes, sir. Put the ticket under the doormat. I'll grab it later. Get off my property. You see, y'all can't be scared of the police. As long as you're respectful, don't get out of line, don't make any sudden movements. There's really nothing they can do to you.
Yeah, I mean, I typically follow the rules, and like when you follow the rules, they got this little number that they do with you. Mm-hmm. When you follow the rules, they be like, "You seem a little nervous, sir."
In this climate, I would be nervous.
To try to like throw you off.
Yeah.
Like, you seem a little nervous to like try to make it like, you got something to be nervous about, or there's some problems or something that you might be causing, or basically just to kind of rattle you a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And present nervousness to you in that situation. But yeah, I don't worry about them because I already know, like, even when they get behind us, like we was riding the other day coming from voting. Nigga followed us for like 3 miles.
North Charleston PD?
Nah, this is in Somerville.
Oh, green and gold.
So, you know what I'm saying? He following us. Like, I get in another lane, he get in another lane. Mm-hmm. And we just ride. But I'm like, you can run my tags. When you run my tags, they already gonna tell you stop him. You're gonna have to give him a warning.
It's funny you said that. So, the Snow White police officer girl keep asking me my name. All she had to do the whole time was look at the tag on my truck and run it. Yeah. You got all the information you need. And guess what? That's what she ended up doing. See, they those little mind games, that shit work on children and ignorant people. I'm not coming out my house to go outside with you. So as soon as I get belligerent or loud, you can goddamn slap cuffs on Ronald and say I was being disorderly.
Right. And I don't know, man. That just sound, that whole situation sounds crazy.
No, this fucking here just a whole nigga. It's crazy to everybody who I've talked to about it. But you see, ain't nobody worried about that, man. Because apparently he think I'm renting this or I can be evicted. Nah, I own this shit, nigga. Like, own it. It's mine. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, if you don't like your neighbor playing music, if the music is a little bit too loud, I would think the resolution would be to talk to your neighbor initially. That would be the first step.
Why the fuck would you want a war with somebody you share a wall with?
Exactly. Like, that don't make sense to me. That's why I'm sitting there, I'm trying to register the whole thing, but it really, like, it ain't making no sense. It ain't gonna make sense.
God, and I don't play my music all day, every day. When I get off of work, I play my music as I clean.
Right.
Or if I'm cooking. So as soon as I'm finishing either one of those activities, it goes off, I hit the couch, beep, turn the TV on and chillax. This dude is just a fucking prick. You know what I'm saying? With his little goddamn first-rate Audi, the base model, you know what I'm saying? And this little shit, man, probably make $50 grand a year. He ain't rich enough to be white, ain't broke enough to be poor black. Feeling some type of way, like he the only motherfucker that can move in this kind of neighborhood. These ain't fucking expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These ain't expensive. 150, 160, 175K. That's it. These are fucking condos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But all that motherfucker had to do is just talk to me like a man, untuck his nuts, and talk. I can't stand niggas like that. Because men talk.
So what you feel like this problem is as a whole?
I don't know. Maybe I remind him of what it means to be single. I don't know. Maybe he mad because he got to come home to a nagging wife and 2 snotty-nosed children.
So you feel like he's just unhappy altogether?
Apparently so, because I never did shit to him. I never smiled at his wife. I ain't never waved at the bitch. I never did nothing.
Do you feel like that's, even in that type of person, like you just said, I hate that type of person. Like, you feel like that's where I be coming from? Motherfucker be unhappy. So they try to put their unhappiness onto you.
I don't know. I can't say. I don't know. I don't know the fucker. But all I know is I've never done anything to him. So I've had a 2-sentence conversation with him when they first moved in, and that was it. Because I don't like new people. So I don't want to know you.
Right.
I don't want to be your friend. or your friendly neighbor. You can't come here and borrow a cup of fucking sugar. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I stay to myself. I mind my business. I have my company and my friends over. We make music. We do our shows, and we go on about our fucking business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not overly loud. I don't have a train or of people coming to and fro in my home. You understand what I'm saying?
And even if you did, that would be your business.
That would be my business.
Yeah.
Because you know the noise ordinance in North Charleston is from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. You calling the police on me 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and the police are following your ass up. They don't even know, and it's funny. Police don't even know their laws.
Never do.
You don't even know your citations, bitch.
But one of the first things they'll tell you is police are not lawyers. So in a situation where it's about law, like say my situation, we had a custody agreement.
Mm-hmm.
So we supposed to swap out every week.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't specified in the custody agreement on what days we swap out.
Right.
We just chose to do Monday through Friday. That way they go to school from one household.
Smart. Okay.
All right. So she decide she keeping the kids. Now the police is like, well, if you come over here to pick your children up, we're going to take you to jail for trespassing.
Bingo.
Well, for one, you can write me a citation for trespassing. You can't take me to jail for trespassing. Sorry.
That's a civil type
stop.
citation.
Yeah, stop with
That's what I'm talking
the stupidity.
about. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the logic. Like, and I remember one time
you can't argue with them, bro.
Nah, you can't. But they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the biggest things I think people have to understand. Like, a lot of times these people are just regular people on a job.
That's it.
So think about yourself at your job. Do you know every standard operating procedure? Do you have everything down? Can you recite numbers? Can you break down the policies of everything that you have to do at your job? No, you can't. In the same way, these people who's supposed to be keeping the peace, they don't know their job.
Nope.
They feel like, oh, they can pull up on a corner and say, you can't be standing here. What say I can't be standing here? If it's public property, who say I can't stand here?
This fucker called the law on me because of my dog barking outside. The police came here and knocked on my door and said, your neighbor's complaining about your dog barking. I looked at the cop and said, isn't that what dogs do? He was cool. He was like, man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning now. He was like, bro, I don't want to come here for that, but I got to do it.
He called, I got to come.
Yeah. I said, man, dogs bark. I just happened to fall asleep. My dog is not an outside dog. She lives in the house. I just fell asleep and left her outside. She was barking to let me know, hey, dude, let me in the house. But before I could wake up and do that, this fuck nigga here
done called the police.
The police was even laughing at him. I was like, man, dogs bark, bro.
Baby, I can't take it anymore. Dog just keeps barking. It's been barking since 11 o'clock.
But you know, my thing is, what I figured out, I think it upsets him more than anything is that I haven't gotten upset. I haven't cussed or fussed or went up next door and bammed on his door and said, yo, motherfucker, blah, 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 blah. He's like, damn, I can't get a rise out of this dude. You're not. I'm too old for that shit.
Ultimately, that's what all these situations lead to. People looking for a reaction.
I'm not going to do that.
In all these situations, even with the police, if you stop me and you say, because when they stop me, I already have my license and registration and insurance already. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna reach for shit with y'all motherfuckers. Even before all of this bullshit. Mm-hmm. I already have it ready because I already know you running my tags. I already know you behind me. I already know this even before you turn the lights. So, all right, I got that ready. Now, when I come and I put that in your hand and you standing there with your hand on your gun for no reason, ain't no bank robber. The car don't fit no description. I don't fit no description. But you already got your little service weapon unfastened.
Ready to pop.
You know what I'm saying? Ready to go for what you know.
Damn.
So I take that away from you. Now when I take that away from you, you like, well, damn. You got damn insurance, got the registration, got the license. He might be legit. Sir, you look nervous.
He said that to you?
That's what they always say. Ain't just one. Whenever I got stopped, it was a period of time where I got stopped everywhere I went. It was a period of time when I was shooting videos in the hood. I leave from the Macon, drive, for the people who don't know the Macon, I leave from the Macon, drive maybe 2 minutes down the road into goddamn Dorchester Manor. I get stopped in the Macon. I get stopped in Dorchester Manor.
But you're in like the hot spots of
But
criminality.
you in neighborhoods where people living.
Yeah, but you don't live there.
But I'm in neighborhoods where my family live, where my customers live, and where I used to live.
Okay.
See, because I'm the type of person, I lived in on Harvey Ave, but I walked to school and went to what was my middle school name? Tripping. Norman C. Toole. Dig what I'm saying? So now Norman C. Toole is right there by the Macon and the Height.
That's the one they turned into a little military.
Yeah, that's the military magnet now. Where I stayed at, I had to walk through Dorchester Terrace, because that's where I live. The back of Dorchester Terrace, where Hardee's used to be. I had to walk from there, past Ackerby, through the Macon, right on Rivers Avenue, to get to the school. So I'm going through all of these neighborhoods. I know people in all of these neighborhoods. I done lived in most of these neighborhoods. So now when I come home and I'm driving and I'm just moving around, I roll through the neighborhood. What's happening, people? How y'all doing? Miss so-and-so still sitting on the porch? Okay, I'd say hello. My homeboy still live around there. His people still live around there. I go and pay a visit. These are the type of things I would do when I'm in the area. Now you done stopped me so much that now I just stay on Rivers Avenue, stay on Dorchester Road. You see what I'm saying? Like you messing up people's quality of life. You know what I'm saying? Like I should be able to drive on any street. You dig what I'm saying? Because I'm a free citizen. Now, understandable. An area that has high drug traffic, you pay attention to that. But you ain't see me come into that neighborhood, leave out of the neighborhood, come into the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're not trafficking. I
rode through. And I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see me come back no more.
Yeah, times have changed, man.
So, police.
It's whack, man. Police still whack. People still whack. That's why I don't fuck with too many, man. These motherfuckers is weird, man. Niggas is weird. Offered to have a parlay. Motherfucker don't even want to parlay. Dan probably don't even know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, man?
But if I could talk to you, I would have talked to you from the jump. I didn't want to talk to you. I didn't want to face you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker be frowning up, man. I be outside, you know what I'm saying, working in my yard and shit, getting my little garden winterized with my big ass cigars in my mouth, with my little goddamn pill, chilling. Motherfucker, it like burns them up. I don't acknowledge. I don't speak. I don't do nothing.
So it sounds like it's you.
What do you mean it's me?
It sounds like you the problem, man.
I must be.
You the problem.
I must be the problem. How? Damn, if I'm a problem, ooh, Lord.
But that's the point, though. A lot of times people pick their target and pick their battles. So you know what I'm saying? It sounds like I done been a victim of that like my whole life. So, like people going pick and choose, they choose you to be upset with. And it's almost like it's just something to do.
But my thing is, but I hate to say it like this, but people don't know who they fucking with.
Or do they?
No, they don't. Because if they did, they wouldn't fuck with it. But ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, but that's the point. If I see you and I feel like you are an ignorant nigga, and maybe at one point in time you were an ignorant nigga where this shit would form some type of ignorance to come towards a person. And that's because people don't realize that's how people get rid of their problems. If a person bothering you and you want them to stop bothering you, you can either be strong and beat them up or deal with them in that manner through force. But if you ain't the type of person who got force, that's when you be nice nasty. That's what my wife call it. You know what I'm saying? You be passive aggressive. So your actions are aggressive, but they passive at the same time. See, you don't have the brute force to come over and knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Excuse me, sir, can you turn your music down? That's too aggressive for you. So you're going to be passive about it. You know what I'm saying? Hello, 911, have an emergency. This guy keeps playing his music loud. It's really disturbing my household. It's shaking my walls. It's dropping plants.
Damn,
everything is falling all over the place.
Sound like it.
So, okay, now that's passive aggressive. I can't do it by force, so I do it. I use the force to do it. And I hope that you are the type of person who's going to use your ignorance and brute force to come towards me and harm yourself. Because that's what we do a lot of times. A lot of times a person...
we shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah, a person do... Like I tell my sons now, I tell my daughter, and I tell people, like, somebody called me a nigga, so?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, somebody call you a nigga and you punch him in the face, guess what? Now you in jail for assault. Got that nigga off the street.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished, nigga. And you still a nigga because you was ignorant. Now you're living up to the name. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you call me nigga and I say, yo, your mama a nigga. Now what? Because that word mean more to you. You thought it would insult me.
Yeah, I say nigga every day.
So you know what I'm saying? Now, like, yo, your mama a nigga. So now if that word means something to you, you're going to be like, you call my mama a nigga? Now you the ignorant one. Now you the one enjoying a nigga moment. Which that was a perfect way of breaking that down too. Boondocks. You know what I'm saying? Boondocks. Dude was like, wait a minute. I'm white. Yeah. And just walked off. Like, and that's like, that should make people realize, like, yo, a nigga moment can only come to fruition with two niggas, two ignorant motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Engaging. That's where that moment comes from. So if you ain't no nigga, you won't be engaged in no nigga moment. Now, passive aggressive, you still a nigga because you ignorant. You using your ignorance to try to force somebody else's hand. You know what I'm saying? You know where you moved. You know you can't afford to move somewhere else. So now you want to be ignorant and push your views on everybody else. This TV be too loud, calling the police. Dog barking, calling the police. Music too loud when he pull up in the car, call the police.
Goddamn, man, why you was you there? Was you there, dog?
I just know how it worked.
Was you there? All of that.
I just know how it works.
All of that.
Like my wife said, we was riding our bikes, right? We coming through the neighborhood, chilling, whatever. I had my little JBL, my little
your little pill, your little
the clip. The one with the clip, I clipped it to the bike. So I got that playing, you know what I'm saying? But I wear that at work, driving forklift. So if it ain't loud at work and we in a fucking warehouse, I know it ain't loud on the streets, you know what I'm saying? So my intent is not to bother people. It's just I don't want to have nothing in my ear. While I'm riding, I want to be able to be alert, but I still want to hear my music. All right, riding through the neighborhood, we cool, waving. Hey, how y'all doing? Howdy, neighbor. All that. Next thing you know, I come through the neighborhood, got a pocket full of stones, bumping in the car. Wifey laughing up, talking about, now how we just roll through the neighborhood like some good old neighbors, and next thing you know, we ride a pocket full of stones, bumping through the neighborhood, because we ain't monolithic. They're going to say, like, we can do what we want to. And when you on your own terms, doing your own thing, I ain't on somebody's plantation. I'm in my own neighborhood.
That's what I keep asking the police when they come to my door. How is my music loud? And we're having, you see my storm door. I can let the glass down and it's a screen door.
Right.
How is my music loud, sir? And me and you are having a civil conversation right here. If the music was loud, as this fucker is talking about, Wouldn't we have to have elevated conversation?
Nightclub voices.
Nightclub voices.
Yeah.
Man, I'm so tired of them people, man, but they get upset because, first of all, I'm not dumb. See, still to this day, people, 2020, certain establishments don't like the educated Negro.
Never have.
The educated Negro is always going to catch it the hardest because we're too smart for our own good.
And we
read too much.
That's the phrase. You're too smart for your own good.
Too smart for you. How is that even possible? I'm 45 years old. There's not too much you're going to get by me right now, dog. And I kept my nose in books. I'm highly educated.
Right.
I read statutes. I read civil statutes. Blah, 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 this, that, and the third. You hear, dogs?
Yeah. They cutting up, too.
They cutting up. Something out there.
Yeah.
I get raccoons and possums in my yard. I got a pit bull. She's doing what she's supposed to do.
Word.
Somebody's walking by right now, or somebody's walking behind my property. But if this was nighttime, 7, 8 o'clock at night, that fuck nigga would have called the police because my dog doing her job.
But see, that part is where they would lose anyway. Fucking with the pets. You know them white people love their pets,
Yeah.
so
They ain't gonna do nothing. Like that.
you know it is what it is in that area.
I can hear his little piece of shit barking and scratching and shit. You know. Oh, hold on, excuse me, ma'am. Could you mute that, please? You're bleeding. You're bleeding into our show. We hear your dings and dongs over there. Oh yeah.
Please and thank you so much.
Oh, Melissa Renee.
Word.
Yeah, but you know, I don't let that don't get me down. That don't bother me. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I still have other ways to enjoy my music.
It's just the court bullshit.
It's just the court bullshit.
Going to a court for some dumb shit like that don't really make sense.
Then the lady wrote me a ticket for $465.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh my God. I can't afford it. So come on, man. Go over with that.
And that got to get thrown out anyway because you know what I'm saying. Like
she wrote it for the wrong statute. The statute you wrote it for, I was well within my rights because North Charleston city limits. You don't have a noise ordinance here between. The noise ordinance here is between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. I even called the street sergeant. He was like, "Nah, man, you could take your boombox in the middle of the street, play as loud as you want to, till 11 o'clock. You didn't." So we go to court and we'll handle it. But all I want to know is what is, and why is it so hard for you to tell me what is a reasonable volume for me to enjoy my music,
right,
to where it doesn't bother you. That's all we got to do, bro.
But it gets to a point where you probably gonna end up having to file harassment against them.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what, and I file that motion in court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your Honor, I don't know what else to do to stop, you know, police from constantly being called to my residence. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all can give him a printout of the noise ordinance and let him know where he moved to. And you know what I'm saying? You know, maybe do a complaint for
excessive.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But here's my thing, Petey. Here's my thing, bro. What if I was some young ignorant nigga, and the police came to my door, and I was blowing big weed,
right,
half tight? That'll just be a whole different level.
But the system banks on that. You know what I'm saying? They bank on the opportunity to sit in a position to catch you unknowingly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it be riding in your car and you just happen to get what they call a random stop.
Yep.
Or whether it be sitting in your house and
you
just happen to get
marijuana.
Yeah, you just happen to get a random visit. You know what I'm saying? Like they hoping to run up on the biggest drug bust ever. You know what I'm saying? Just so happen to be while they smell some weed while getting a cat out the tree.
Yeah.
You know,
we're not doing that though. Every time they come, the only thing they see me with is a big ass cigar.
And that's the point. Like, you know, and that pisses people off in itself too. Because
smiling.
you want to see that stereotype that you hope for.
Mm-hmm.
That's even like when the young lady attacked my wife.
When was that?
This was a while back when we were staying in the apartments.
Oh wow, y'all was in an apartment room?
They was trying to serve me to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was upstairs, but I was like, I didn't feel like all that. So we done been to court, custody, down there every month. Ain't no problem.
Man, y'all trying to grown?
Pretty much. There was like, I think.
How old your baby boy now? 16? 15? 16?
Well, that ain't the baby boy, but he 18.
With that one?
Yeah. He already 18. He already graduated. But I mean, like, during that time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he ain't even been in middle school, or he might have just been in middle school at that time. The whole point is, like, Shorty came into the neighborhood basically trying to serve me, tried to serve Melissa, because Melissa been on the playground with the kids. Mm-hmm. Melissa said, you got to get at him.
Why? She
had her sister serving.
Is that legal? I thought you had to have a process server to do that. Or
technically speaking, you're supposed to.
County police officer.
But she was trying to cut costs. But the whole point, the whole fact of the matter is, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas, we've been dealing with this nonsense for months. So anyway, I was like, you know, I don't feel like that today, so I'm chilling. Like, I ain't coming to the door, I ain't home. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. So she tried to get in an argument with Melissa, because Melissa she can't take the papers.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, long story short, after the little scuff up, you know what I'm saying, I pulled Melissa off of her sister, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I got baby Harmony in one arm, you know what I'm saying, pulling Melissa in the other arm. My son mom pull up and try to pull a dread out Melissa's head. I push her off of Melissa, get Melissa up.
And holding the baby.
So now here we go. I punched my son mom in the face, according to her. So she ran to the car. Keep in mind, she right around the street. She ran to the car. My son's sitting in the back. Tell him, your dad just punched me in the face. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now the police come. The people who've been fighting, I'm like, yo, it's getting cold out here. So I'm gonna go get a blanket for Harmony. You ain't going nowhere.
I already know that.
I said, okay. I said, why can't I go anywhere? Sir, you can't go anywhere.
No, you better not go nowhere.
But Melissa can go upstairs.
You're the aggressive male Negro.
So it's like, this ain't making no sense. You know what I'm saying?
Never make sense.
At all. Like, it doesn't make no sense at all.
Never make sense.
I didn't even have any involvement in the altercation, but I can't go upstairs. But one of the people who was involved in the altercation can.
Now, listen, man. We don't interject ourselves in their show, man. Come on, man. I'm digressing, man. I know there's a little favoritism too, man. You know what I'm saying? I know there's a lot of favoritism, man.
What, against myself?
No. With that one right there, a lot of favoritism, man. She get all the commercials. Get all the promo.
Against myself?
Whatever. And you something else too.
You
double dipping the chick.
I give favoritism to one show against my own show?
Yeah! You act like it can't be done, nigga.
That makes sense?
You act like it can't be done, nigga.
It can be.
Yes, it can.
It's impossible.
No, it's not.
Now, if you was to say, yo, your show
no, nigga,
versus our show.
She hates it when I say this, but I'm going to say it. P. Diddy. Well, it ain't even that no more, so I can't even say that. She hated it when I say it.
I'm not no goddamn Cassie. Say that reference that didn't make sense.
I'm not no goddamn Cassie, stop.
Okay, so we
but what you was gonna say, Miss Phillips?
I was just about to say the reason the police came at him is because
Oh, so she was he was attacking them.
But the police officer was wrong because our property manager is the one who called. So they were supposed to go and respond to the person.
Right.
I'm sorry, people. Y'all might not be able to hear at all. So basically, she was breaking down to say the reason why the police came at me is because
somebody called them.
Our property manager called the police
on
them
because the situation was getting out of hand
for trespassing, plain and simple. And then they ran to the police as soon as the police got there, saying, "Oh, this situation went down, on and on and on."
They had a nigga moment.
Yeah, so that was the whole situation.
Wait a minute, hold on. See, that's the shit I hate. You gonna start some shit,
right?
You can't finish it. You done bit off more than you can chew. So when the law pull up, you gonna run to the law, and now you're the fucking victim.
Yeah, because the police don't care. So whatever story they hear, they gonna run with whatever mode of work.
Oh my God, man, it's scary, man.
We got in a car accident. Them niggas was like, "You wasn't there." Like I was just trying to fake like I've been in a car accident. It's like I wasn't there. It was like, yeah, the people on the scene said they didn't see
Weren't you driving?
They didn't see you there. So I was
you talking about when the shit hit y'all and got loose and hit y'all?
They hit us with when the trailer ran head first on us. They telling me I ain't been in the vehicle.
What?
So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, all right. I send them a picture because wifey had a scar from the seatbelt.
Yeah.
It clearly shows what side of the seat she was sitting on, unless your seatbelt's on backwards. So I send that to the officer. She come back, "Oh, I apologize. The statements we got on the scene." No, motherfucker, you supposed to get statements on the scene. Then you supposed to come to the hospital and get statements from the people who actually been in the accident. All she did with us is walk in and hand us a piece of paper. She ain't asked no questions. She ain't asked what happened. And we got hit by a trailer. So the people who've been driving, them niggas been long down the street.
Before they realized,
5 o'clock traffic on Ashley Phosphate Road.
Before they even realized their trailer been gone.
Before they realized it was gone. They came across the train track. The trailer came unhooked. They riding like they still got their trailer. They long gone. We ain't see them come back until after we been on the ambulance. Which was probably like a good 10 minutes after the accident.
Yeah.
So, like in all instances with me dealing with police officers, I remember John C. Calhoun picking up my cousin. I had a candidate in the passenger side, just picked him up from school. Antoine been a baby. Niggas held us for 4 hours.
God damn.
Waiting for the K9 unit because I wouldn't let him search the car.
God damn.
Then my son done wake up. We out there so long, my son done wake up. I get him out the car. He's speaking, "How you doing, little man?" I said, "You don't speak to him, son."
Yeah.
I said, "You don't speak to disrespectful people." "Oh, you're trying to teach your son racism. I got you." Go to the car, write me $500 worth of tickets. Dog come, sniff around the car, ain't no drugs, of course. Now you got to get the fuck on, but you done wasted 4 hours. We supposed to have been recording. Then another time, when we been living where we just moved from, we ain't had no trash service yet. Went to go dump my trash in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? An apartment complex. Police officer stopped me. Wait on the K9 unit. So we waiting for like 30 minutes. Nigga done came to the car with his hand on his gun. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, my daughter, low hand baby, sitting in the back seat, in her seat. And I'm like, "Why you got your hand on your gun?" "For a man and his daughter." "But sir, police officer was shot a couple nights ago." "Yeah, was they driving a blue van with a baby in the back? What is wrong with you?" Now, for some trash that I was bringing to put inside a dumpster, okay, that's a crime. You can give me a ticket for that. They gave me $800 worth of tickets.
God damn, for trash?
For trash that I ain't even get to put in no trash can.
You still had to take it back with you?
Still had to take it back with me. Give me $800 worth of tickets.
Boy, I thought I had some shitty run-ins.
And I used to get stopped all the time. I remember I got stopped leaving the rental car place in the rental car.
You just got a suspectful face then, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so the whole point is every time I had situations with the officers, with the law, they ain't never know nothing they were supposed to know. Exactly. They don't know absolutely nothing about the law, how to execute it, how to deal with it at all. They just used to dealing with ignorance. Exactly. So if I say, give me your license, and you walking down the street, you just supposed to give me your license. Yeah. You ain't got to fit no description. It ain't got to be no reason. I can stop you for whatever, like we in New York would stop and frisk or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I stop your car, I got to be able to search it up and down and possibly plant some shit in there if I want to. If you tell me I can't search it, then I get to hold you for as long as possible. No, that's not the way that shit's supposed to work.
Just like that lady asking me for my ID and I'm in my house.
Yeah. Like, what crime did I commit?
You crazy as hell, lady.
If anything, let me see your license.
Hey, boy, look at, boy, you should have seen that lady face when I told her, man, I'm in the comfort and security of my home. I'm not giving you my ID. But I'm going to write you, do whatever you got to do. She wrote it, still looking at, could you open the door and I can hand it? No. I tell you what, put it under my placemat, and I'll get it when you leave. Get off my property. Because this is mine. I'm not renting this. The HOA can't kick me out. I can't be evicted. You understand? Yeah. Y'all got me confused. This fucker here, people are weird, bro, and the police are still weird too. That's why you have to be careful out here dealing with them. If you're young and black, and if you're in the wrong, get right. Because they're not playing with us still. They don't give a shit about no black. They don't give a fuck about what life matter. No. They don't give a fuck if you're a Republican or a Democrat, Libertarian. They don't give a fuck what you are. They still gonna do the motherfucker to you if you let them. You just have to be smart and move correctly. I'm telling you, they're not playing with us, man. We're grown. We're super grown-ass men and still get fucked with like we young black teenagers, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's the logic behind things, man. That's just the way they move. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate.
And what's unfortunate is that I'm going to have to get a lawyer to go to traffic court. Because I got the feeling they're going to try to play with me.
The thing about it is, though, a lot of times it's just more about the inconvenience.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? When you face these judges, what the judge going to say? Sir, you're playing your music too loud.
You know then like, all of this is, if I'm using this in the correct context, all of this is relative because something that's loud to you isn't loud to me. So how do we determine what's really loud?
We can't. That's the reason why you have laws and you have like the noise ordinance. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like a person can't come to me and say, yo, your JBL clip is too loud. Mm-hmm. You can't come to me and say that. Now, because it's cars that drive down the street that's way louder than that.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not an asshole to the 10th degree. Now, if I'm shaking your walls, okay, I can understand that.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, I can understand that. But all you got to do is talk to me. Let me know.
Say something.
Bass travels, bro.
Say something.
Now, I'm an old schooler that's in the high phonics. I like a real stereo. That's what I have. And just like I told the police, if he's complaining about that little stereo I got down there, ain't no way in the world I can turn the shit on up here in the studio.
Yeah.
Because you know that shit there quick.
Yeah.
You've been in here.
But that's the point. The point is, sometimes we make people way too comfortable. Mm-hmm. To the point where we make ourselves uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I'm not going to pull into my neighborhood and I'm bumping music in my car.
I'm gonna stop
and I'm going to turn it down. See, that's what I'm saying. You're making people too comfortable. See what I'm saying? Because if they hearing a song that they really love and it's some rock and roll shit or some whatever they listening to, some easy listening, they're going to turn that shit up.
But PD.
And ride through.
They already done sick the police on me. So I can't give them any more bullets.
That's my point.
Until after.
The minute that they put the police on you, right, is the minute you start taking away your own freedoms.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
And I
saying?
hate to have to do that,
But
but I got to.
The reality of it is, nah, that ain't the way shit works. Or it's not the way it should work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure my neighbors would much rather have me come through the neighborhood with my music turned down. But I would much rather not hear ring, 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 ring on the dirt road behind my house. But guess what? I moved behind a dirt road.
And them boys
Them niggas be riding through that shit 11, 12 o'clock at night. Can't even see.
Yeah.
Getting stuck and shit.
Yeah. In their trucks too?
In their trucks too. One night a whole fucking SUV been stuck back there.
But I bet you ain't jumping your phone calling the folks.
No, because I know where I live at. Motherfuckers having fun. I know where I live at. Early in the morning while the niggas sleep, because I work nights.
Yeah, even my brother said
It is what it is.
Shit, man, my brother was like, yo, why the fuck would this dude move in a condo? Why you ain't get a house?
It don't make sense.
Yard?
It don't make sense.
You got neighbors. This like living in a big ass apartment building.
But it's like your issue, you trying to make somebody else's issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't control me, yo. And even if I was a tenant, and because that's what it sounds like you're trying to do. Even if I was a tenant and you try to put report after report after report after report to the point where I either move or the person I'm renting from puts me out. The next person who move in, you think when they moving in, they ain't gonna be playing some music?
Man, listen, man, the irony of it is I'm not putting my business out there, but I can move if I'm ready, okay? And rent this out. Now, what if I rent this out to some old young thug niggas?
That's what I'm saying, though. Somebody gonna be playing music.
So really he fucking up my investment as well. What if you
rent it out to
some
valley white girl?
Bingo. And she likes to play her goddamn.
She likes to play hip hop. She likes to play pop music, and she likes to play her music live, which most people do.
Yeah, you fucking up. So it's bigger than just me. Right now, you fucking up my investment.
In reality, they ain't fucking up nothing. They just trying to.
Yeah, trying.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't allow people to fuck with your mentality. Don't allow people to fuck with you mentally. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole point is, if I understand the ordinance and I understand the law correctly, then I can play my music how I want to play my music. Mm-hmm. Now, out of courtesy, I might turn it down a little.
Yeah.
Out of courtesy, even though you wasn't courteous.
Like, hey, maybe let me cut the base.
Yeah. I go to court and I'll explain. Even though my neighbor isn't courteous, I still show courtesy. I know the noise ordinance isn't until 11 o'clock. But maybe they work a different schedule from me. I don't know. So out of respect, I turn it down a little. But I get no respect in return. Nobody comes and say, well, hey, this is what I consider loud. Whether I was to change it or not, give me the opportunity to know what you are talking about. What is loud to you? What is loud?
Now, if I got your picture shaking on the wall,
I don't even know it.
But I don't know that.
I don't even know it.
That's right. I don't know that.
Our voices right now could have his picture shaking. Because he don't know how to put no fucking pictures up.
I don't know if it'll go through that. But
that,
I haven't tried it to see.
Don't even matter. The whole point is you don't know. It might just be a fucking draft in this house. Windows up, pictures always gonna move. You know what I'm saying? But you saying it's the music. The whole point is like, I don't know what's going on in your household. You gotta be able to explain that shit to me and say it to me. And you gotta say it respectful and in a manner for somebody to actually extend that courtesy, because it's not something I have to do.
Right.
I don't have to turn my music down. Like I got, like in my studio down in my garage, I got pretty nice sound. I could play sound through my whole house from that one place. Mm-hmm. If you come to my door and say, hey, can you turn your music down? I don't share no wall with you.
I ain't turning shit down.
So I ain't turning nothing down. Now, if I had my garage door open,
wide open,
and I'm playing music for the whole neighborhood,
that's different.
then I can respect that because now I'm imputing on your space as well. I'm taking away from your comfort. But if I'm playing music and you sitting on your porch and you can hear the music and you live right next door to me, that ain't my problem.
But I get all kind of crazy responses from police. Mr. Ritter, we can hear your music outside your door. Of course you're going to hear my music if you're standing outside of my door, sir.
But could you hear my music from your car?
We can hear it down the block. I really doubt that.
And then that's when you turn your music on and take a walk with them.
I'm not walking with them.
Well, not with them, but you know.
I know goddamn well that little goddamn 150-watt shelf system.
But see, I humor.
Now, them 215s in that Volvo, you can hear that down the
I humor people sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what you're saying. You know, I just want to, from a human aspect, let me see if what you're saying makes sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But if I know it don't make sense, then we can't make sense of it. Plain and simple. That ain't no different. I deal with that in every aspect of life. Even when I was at work, lady came and said, "Oh, you mandated to come in on your day off."
Shit, it's my day off.
I said, "Hold up." I said, is it an emergency? No. Is it my turn on the rotation? No. But you're mandated. I said, well, you can't mandate me to do anything. You can ask me, but you can't mandate anything. Well, you mandated to come in, so you need to come in. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
You sound like me. Yeah, okay, cool.
When that weekend came, I was on where I was supposed to be.
Slobbering in my pillow.
And the whole point about it is rules are set for a reason, and I say that for a reason. Like, these people like to make up their own rules. Mm-hmm. You want to pull up when you want to pull up and make up your own rules. I remember when we was in Colombia and we was wife and stepdad passed away. Dude called. It's like, yeah, you know, got stuff in his house that he was renting a house. We need to get the stuff out of the house or we're going to have to charge him for another month, even though he ain't here. All right, understandable. He had stuff, ain't nobody knew. Cool. We'll come and get that stuff out, put it in the storage or something until they figure out what they want to do. That's when we had the Escalade. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, we got the Escalade from him. He passed away that next day. Mm. So now you got stepdaughter and you got daughter. Now
that's what they flaked on y'all.
The daughter don't fuck with him.
Right.
So now we cleaning out the spot. Got a U-Haul outside to put the stuff in. They thinking he owned 2 houses. He got 2 or 3 cars. You about to cash out. Don't let these people take your money. Well, for one house he didn't own. Mama owned that. Other house he stayed in, he renting. That's a bill. Cars, still owe money on them cars. Bills. But y'all come rushing down. Bring the police. Now the police come. You can't take anything out of the residence.
The police don't even have anything to do with that.
Legally, this is not a criminal matter. Y'all shouldn't even be here. But we can't resolve it, so nobody can take anything out of the house. You know what? Cool. Took U-Haul back. Call it a day.
I'll put the shit right back in the grass. Y'all handle it.
Y'all deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be so involved in situations, you deal with it. But the whole thing about it is police, people, everybody working their job. Don't come trying to enforce rules on people if you don't know the rules.
Bingo. That's what it all boils down to, bro.
If you don't know the rules, don't come trying to enforce rules. You can't make up rules. They exist for a reason.
Especially when I know the rules already. This is not my first rodeo.
Yeah. You gotta know the rules if you're gonna sit around trying to enforce them.
Especially when it comes to noise ordinances.
Yeah.
Me? Come on I know about them.
In my eyes, I feel like everything. When it comes to everything, don't try to push nothing. Don't try to push nothing on me that you don't know about. Like, that's just dumb to me. Like, make sure you understand the rules. Make sure you understand everything that you're talking about before you come trying to school somebody.
Yeah.
That's all. Especially if, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to have some type of authority in a matter. And the reality of it is, if it isn't a legal issue, you have no standing.
Right. Right.
You don't. You're not a lawyer. So if it ain't, well, not legal issue, if it isn't a criminal issue, you have no standing.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they told me with coming to pick up my sons.
It's almost
if you come here and she doesn't want you here, that's trespassing.
That's right.
You dig what I'm saying?
But it's like you said, they do that to inconvenience you, and then they just set it up to where you go to court, and that's where it gets sorted out.
Yeah.
Because it could be the judge would be like, man, this is frivolous. Why are y'all bringing these people here for this?
Or you do some type of criminal activity and they lock you up, and now you in court.
Jammed up.
You dig what I'm saying? So it's all about you to be smart enough to know not to get tricked off the street. Dealing with people and they bullshit.
Yeah, I ain't getting tricked off the street, dog. I ain't putting mouth on myself, but goddamn, before I go to jail for some bullshit, Harv Jacobs, CNN, MSNBC, goddamn, Al Jazeera, all them news networks is gonna come here to see that happen. I'm not going on no fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Before I ever go to jail, I guarantee you,
it's gonna be a fucking reason.
It was some shit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be able to sell the movie rights.
Yeah, it's some shit. It's gonna look crazy.
Yeah, you ain't get me on no humbug, dog.
It's gonna look crazy. It ain't gonna be no traffic stop, no citation.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be that bullshit.
It's gonna be some real shit.
Stubb, why you get locked up? Man, I was playing my fucking music, man. When I opened the door, I had a blunt in my mouth, man. Then they kicked the door in, man, and they found a quarterback.
What you in for?
What you in for? Hey, I can't even go in county with that shit, man.
That don't even make sense.
I can't even tell nobody that. I'm gonna have to make some shit up.
What you in for? Nah, man.
Then I don't feel like going to Al Cannon. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that shit, because knowing them, they'll put me in the motherfucking dungeon. Not the new part, the dungeon. Well, I got to lay on the table and shit. I can't get no motherfucking commissary till if I get locked up on a Thursday, I can't get no commissary till the next fucking Thursday. Man, I ain't going through that shit there no more, man. Ever.
They can keep that.
They keep that shit.
I was watching The Wire earlier.
Lose my job and all kind of shit, man.
Jail. You want to talk about jail? That nigga over there been in jail.
Yeah.
You go talk to that nigga.
You go talk to that nigga.
Go talk to that nigga about shit.
You ain't talking to me about that shit.
I don't know nothing about no jail.
I ain't even telling no jail stories. Fuck you.
Plain and simple.
You gonna talk about jail? Talk to that nigga about jail.
Yeah, you go talk to that nigga about jail.
Not me. Talk to me about making some money.
Yep.
Talk to me about making some beats or rap.
Yeah. If we ain't doing something like that.
Talk to me about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Anything else? Talk that nigga.
Yeah. You go over there. Take that shit over there, bro. We cool over there. We cool.
I don't do nothing illegal.
But if you happen to see me in there, you know I'm in there for something real, and I ain't going home.
But it's gonna be on all three. It's gonna be on all 4 news networks. 5, 2, 24. What's this? Another one. There's another one. Channel 5, Channel 4, Channel 2, and Fox.
Oh, you talking about local? I definitely make.
Oh, it'll be national. It's gonna end up national.
See, I at least make the local.
Harv Jacobs gonna be interviewing us.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you know he was like that? No, I didn't.
And I ain't going home. So I already know that. So before you come talking to me all crazy, know that I done some shit that I ain't going home for.
The people, trust me. My people got keys to my place, so if something happened to me, they can get in here and lock it down. I ain't got to worry about none of that bullshit. I already have contingency plans in place.
Yeah.
Just in case. But I'm not going.
But see, if I had to go, I went for a reason.
It's a reason.
I know what I did. And I did it to death. They know what I'm saying? So pretty much I know I ain't going.
I'd be that dude they forcing my hand to the car. Say, yeah, I did it, and I'll do it again, motherfuckers.
See, I'll be the calm one, like, you know.
Nah.
Like T Grizzly say,
I did it.
Only thing I gave them niggas was my lawyer number. That's the only thing I gave them niggas. Niggas
Well,
want to
maybe
sit
I
down.
talk too much.
Want to sit down and talk to me. The only thing I gave them niggas is my lawyer number. Write this down.
Oh man, it's
That's
a trip
it.
out here in this world, bro. But that's what's been going on in my little world, man. Other than this damn election shit and this, that, and the third, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of Jamie Harrison ringing my phone. You know, I hope he win.
See, we ain't getting no. We just talked about that. We ain't getting no calls from Jamie.
Y'all ain't getting no call from Jamie?
But we must be in a heavily Jamie voting area or some shit.
Y'all must be, but I be getting calls for Jamie. Trump. Trump keeps calling me. I ain't fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't mind telling my business, but I'm not fucking with them. But I really don't want to fuck with Kamala and Joe either, because you know I feel like if you a super duper felon and you did a bunch of crazy time in jail and your ass around here talking about vote for Biden and Harris, you a fucking jackass.
I think when you put two choices in front of people and you say one person seems like they on a redemption tour, right? Seems. I put that seems in quotation mark. And then you say one just don't give a fuck. Most people gonna be smart enough to go with the person who seems like they on a redemption tour.
I prefer the motherfucker that's in your face with it. I can appreciate and respect an upfront in my face racist.
I prefer upfront in my face racism as well. What I
It's
don't
that sneaky behind the door
What I
shit.
don't like is a motherfucker who don't do their job.
Who don't do their job?
The people who running it right now. Why the fuck we been locked down for months?
Because of pandemic?
Okay, we done had pandemics during the 8 years prior to this person. We had Ebola. We had what is it? F1.
Okay,
H1N1. We had
caused almost 300,000 people to be dead in the United States.
No, because
because
it was dealt with. That's the problem. That's what people. That's what every.
But hold on.
Nah, because everybody forgets that shit.
What do you mean it was dealt with? China ain't dealt with it. Europe hasn't dealt with it. Nobody has dealt with it.
Okay, so let's think about this in a realistic manner, right?
Nobody dealt with it.
Think about it in a realistic manner. When Ebola came back up, right? That shit was in Africa.
Did Ebola really reach here?
Nah, let me tell you why. Because people recognize that if we allow this shit to spread, this shit gonna take over the world.
Okay.
So what they did was they didn't say, oh, that's them niggas' problems. What they did was they sent teams, doctors, supplies, know-how, and then they got with the problem, isolated it, and then I think it got to the point where we had two people made it here with Ebola who, one of them I think died, one of them I don't know if they died or they lived.
So let me get this straight. Are you saying that it's Trump's fault that the shit hit the U.S. that hard when it started in China?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
So why China didn't lock that shit down? And they knew what was going on.
China didn't lock it down when they should have locked it down. Because for one, they was too busy denying it and lying about the shit. That's
so if
one.
they're denying and lying about it, how in the fuck does the U.S. know what's really going on? Even though I know they do and they can.
No, it's cool because we need this conversation. Basically what happened is they found out November, December, whatever, whether it been through open lines or whether it been through intelligence. They killed a doctor for actually being a whistleblower over there. The whole point is they found out. They the government. They fucking knew. When they found out, they slept on it. Here we are all the way in February when you decide to lock down travel from China. Why the fuck does that matter when we have people coming from Europe into New York and California that already came from China?
Yeah.
So now you just locking down China just to fuck with China because that's what you do. You ain't locked the shit down to stop the virus from coming.
How about this, man? How about this? It's bigger than all that.
Okay.
Every 10 years, think about it. Every 10 years or so, something happens to where it wipes out a chunk of population.
Okay.
Now, what if this is just another quick form of population control?
That's cool. Now, let's think about this in a realistic.
Now, I might be going off the rails a little bit.
No, it's cool. It's cool because the person who, one of the people who trying to make a vaccine, is a person who's been talking about population control, Bill Gates. You dig what I'm saying?
And he's not even a fucking doctor.
Exactly. So when you think about this thing, you can take it on whatever deep conspiracy theory or whatever deep theory you want to take it on. The whole point is,
and I got a torch, I can't find it, but this is my shit. Fuck
the whole point is, during the Obama-Biden years, they had pandemics pop up.
Yeah.
They had an understanding that if a pandemic is going on somewhere and it's a third world nation or undeveloped nation, it's going to spread. So if you don't take care of it when it's small, it's going to get bigger. But
homeboy, we watched this shit drift over here.
It's a reason why. Me and you can't do shit to stop it. He could have. He could have sent help. He could have sent know-how. He could have got a grip on it. Like they said, they left him a whole playbook on how to deal with the pandemic when it comes. Now, granted, would people have still died? Yes. The whole point is we talking about controlling the situation. Even now, they say you can save 100,000 lives if you just tell everybody to wear a mask. He won't even do that. So the whole point is, like, you don't give a fuck about your voters living or dying. You dig what I'm saying? You don't give a fuck about your country not having this virus shutting it down because you're trying to send people's kids to school, but you won't send your kid to school.
But you know what? You can't. I hate this, man, because I don't like to be at odds or even hotly debate with my people. But with that kids and the school thing, you have a choice: virtual or in school. Some of these parents out here were so tired of their children being around them, they say, "Fuck it, you going to school."
So think about that.
Come on now.
Come on now. But think about
a lot of these parents ain't, man, fuck
so
that.
Think about
school.
Think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying and think about what government does, right? Like, some of these parents, even if they hadn't shut down schools and they just been like, oh, this shit crazy out here, they would have kept sending their kids to school. I seen a family member of mine, she was like, I work 2 jobs. These kids got to go to school. Right? So it wouldn't have mattered if the virus was killing everybody on your street. Some of these parents would have still sent their kids out there to die.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works. But where government comes in at, the government has doctors and all this shit that we don't just have in our mental Rolodex to call real quick. They have doctors and guidelines. They have the CDC. And they have all these people who tell you, oh, this is going on, this is going to get worse, this is going to get better. If we do this, this gets better. Government listens to that, and then government says, well, hey, y'all might want to shut everything down.
My job ain't shutting shit down.
Mine either.
Put your mask on.
But my whole point is, think about how many people would have been gone had nothing shut down, right? But think about how many people would have still been here, how many people wouldn't have lost money, how many people wouldn't have lost their businesses, how many people wouldn't have lost anything had we actually shut down travel from China and then recognized that people were still traveling from China to Europe, to America, and shut down travel from anywhere and just said, wait till this shit died down before, and actually protected our borders the way you claim to be making a wall to do. You see what I'm saying? And protected our borders for real.
But we never totally shut down.
Then you wouldn't have had LA being one of the biggest hubs for the disease.
I thought
California was
New York and Cali.
California and New York. Why? International travel.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? So it became the biggest hub. So that tells you
Washington State as well.
That tells you when you shut down travel, you didn't really shut down travel. You allowed the disease to come from other places. Mm-hmm. You just didn't allow it to come directly from China.
But the funny thing is, countries like Vietnam and those countries, they completely shut down to where if you wasn't from there, you're not coming there. And they wasn't letting you out. That's why it's died down in those type of countries.
Which proves that if a government does things the right way,
it could work.
It's effective.
But the United States is not that type of country.
Why
we have
not?
a president. But there's 50 states and a couple of commonwealths that's a part of the United States, which are ran by 50 separate governments. The governor of each state is literally the president of that state.
Okay.
Then you have counties and commonwealths within that state. Within those counties and commonwealths, you have mayors or councils that run those. So it's so much shit you got to go through.
Laws supersede each other.
Supposedly. Okay? McMaster did what he wanted to do. The governor of Georgia did what he wanted. The governor of Georgia was so nasty that the mayor of Atlanta was trying to save her people. He was trying to pull the rug up from under her.
Yeah, because state law is not superseded necessarily by federal law on certain things. So I agree with you. The point is, federally, I can stop this disease from getting here.
But then that doesn't matter, Petey, because
No,
I
it
see
does
and you've
matter.
seen. No, it doesn't, because no matter what, motherfuckers were still going to congregate wherever the fuck they wanted to. I see
All right.
motherfuckers are back having parties and shit
So imagine
with no mask on.
Imagine people congregating in the United States that's actually in the United States, and none of us have COVID. And everybody everywhere else has COVID, but they can't fly into this motherfucker with COVID. They can't, they have no way of getting to the United States. Not by boat, not by plane, not by motherfucking mental telepathy. They can't get here. We could party up because we don't have the shit.
Right.
But imagine,
I know people personally that have lost loved ones.
but
to
the
this
reason
shit.
why you know people who have lost people is because he closed the United States to China. No travel from China. But by the time he did that,
It was already
the
spread.
disease was coming from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got Europeans flying into New York. New York becomes a hub because the disease is flying into New York.
Bro, me and you both know motherfuckers that hauled ass from New York when they was locking that shit down and came here.
Which spread it down here.
Bingo.
So, had you not allowed these people,
How can you stop them?
easy, the same way you stopped them from coming from China, the same way you stopped them after you realized they was coming from Europe. You stopped them at all these things.
If they jump in their cars and come, how the fuck you
all of these things was done. What I'm saying is prevention matters.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? Like once things is all out of control and you got roaches running around your whole fucking house, then it's hard for you to be like, how do I fix this roach problem?
You got to
But when you see one roach and two roaches, you be like, oh shit, I got roaches coming in this motherfucker. Where they coming from?
You both know if you see two roaches in your house, it's 1,000 of them.
It's 1,000 of them. But when you see those two, you know you got 1,000. You can drop a bomb, call somebody, get control of it. When you see 10,
you got a problem.
You got a big problem. You smell them motherfuckers now. And you know.
Well, I'm glad you said people don't believe that. You can walk
if they got enough, you can smell them motherfuckers, just like a pet. So the whole point is, we were at a point where our government knew. He even said he knew. We were at a point where our government knew and could do things to lessen the effect on us.
But we all forget.
But didn't.
We all forget. That man is not a politician.
Okay.
He is a businessman. He's looking at it. Oh shit, man, we can't shut all this shit down, boy. People gonna lose money. I'm gonna lose money. Man, let's try to keep this shit.
Now let's try to keep it. Now I want you
to keep this money moving.
I want you and anybody who might have never thought about it from that standpoint to think about it. We had a TV host / business person, not even a good business person, but he was a good TV host.
Mm-hmm.
You got a reality TV host running the country.
Mm-hmm.
A pandemic hits.
Who won the presidency on accident because he actually ran to boost
for
up
publicity.
Yeah.
Now you got all the people who got the know-how. He kicked them out
and hired his buddies
for telling on him because he was stupid.
Mm-hmm.
We already know you stupid. Keep them people in their office.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the smart people around you and listen to them. Like right now, you disrespecting the doctor, Fauci. But then when you got sick, you call that same doctor. Hey, bro, how I'm gonna get rid of this shit?
But guess what? And then the funny shit about him is, he got treatments that none of us will ever fucking get.
That never have access to. But no, let's chill for a minute because we done went in hard on Trump for a minute. Biden, nigga, fuck Biden. Let's be real. Biden created programs that locked up black communities.
Hundreds of thousands.
Fuck a black man, fuck a black woman, locked up black communities. You dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Communities. Mm-hmm. So now, I voted for Biden and Harris. I'll tell y'all that. I already voted. I voted early. I voted for Biden and Harris. Now, how do I justify that? Earlier I told you, we face a certain choice. One that don't give a fuck about you. One that's on a potential, redemption tour. See Marley up there, redemption something, right? So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I look at that and I say, okay, well, Trump cool. From a hip-hop standpoint, you know, nigga with money and shit.
Talking about him for years,
Playboy, whatever.
Before he even became this.
So from that standpoint, that's all the fuck we knew about him. So guess what? A young cat, a young black man coming up who writing a rap song, when they thinking about somebody rich, who they gonna go for? Trump. Why? Because we don't know no fucking Warren Buffett.
No. We don't know Bill Gates like that.
We know Trump.
Trump.
We know the name that's on the building. That's Trump. Mm-hmm. So let's not make it like, oh, black people love Trump. They never fucking love no Trump.
He just stood for money.
Money. He had his name on buildings. Everywhere you went where it was a big building that was supposed to be goddamn money in a big money area, it had Trump on it.
If you were intelligent and you read, you would realize all that was really a facade.
But you didn't care enough at that point in time. So I'm just making the premise for hip hop.
Yeah.
We ain't gave a fuck about no Trump. He just represented money. So when you talking about having money, he was like Trump.
Like Trump.
That was it.
Like, yeah.
Once we recognized who Trump was, it was fuck Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? But by that time, it's too late. So let's just say Biden, ain't nobody know shit about Biden. When Biden became goddamn vice presidential nominee, we was like, oh, Obama. Then as a what we do, you invited to the cookout. So because his name on there, the vice president, okay, Obama, Biden. Cool, Biden.
But my thing with that is, how many people actually voted for Obama for what he stood for, what he was running on, other than how could I put this? A lot of people I know voted for Obama when he was running just because he was black.
Okay. That's very true.
Give a shit about nothing he was talking about.
Listen,
we're going to get a black president. Everything going to be right with the world.
I give you 60%. I say 60%.
What change ever come?
I say 60% of, and I can break that down. Brother, I already broke that down in the show.
But
I say,
who was in office,
I'll give you 60%. Why?
We always get treated the same.
Why?
No matter who is in fucking office. I don't know why.
Want me to tell you?
Other than the fact that we're just a herd mentality.
How long we been allowed to vote?
Oh, it hasn't been long. Maybe 100 years, if that. Not even 100 years.
60, 70 years. What have we ever asked for?
Equality.
Okay.
Have we gotten it yet?
What's equality?
What is equality?
The right to have what somebody else got. Meaning if they got shoes.
Not the right to have, the right to earn and work for the same thing.
Okay, that's cool. So the right to have a job, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The right to have a place to stay, mm-hmm. The right to have access to food, mm-hmm. The right to have access to health care.
Freedom, justice, and equality.
Right. So we got some equality. Most of us have a place to stay.
Now, Jim Crow was just over in the 60s.
Right, but that's my point. That's why I like to have this conversation with intelligent individuals.
60s.
Right. So when you think about that, you said it right. Black people have been asking for equality. Equality is one part. Equity is the other. Mm-hmm. See, equality allows you to go to school. Equity ensures that you are prepared to go to school.
Exactly.
See, Equality allows you the right to vote. Equity teaches you how to vote.
Mm-hmm.
See, so that's where our problem comes in at. We wanted equality, but we never spoke on equity. And right now, black people are speaking on equity. And see, that's why you see people marching in the street. That's why you see these white people going crazy, driving around in Trump vans.
But guess what?
That's why you see everything going crazy because of equity. And
But guess what?
But what equity does, and let me just say this real quick, because you said we ain't never gotten there for our vote, our community. I seen the little meme, our community in 1950s, our community in 2020, and it's the same exact picture. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that. The reason why it looks that way is because, for one, our people who vote never learned how to vote. They thought they just went and voted for who they wanted to, and if they won, magically everything that they wanted would come to fruition.
That's why I don't understand.
That's not true.
But that's why I don't understand why people feel like just because I'm black, I have to be a motherfucking Democrat.
But that's the problem. See, everything we talking about is the same thing. The problem is how you get there.
But another thing I must say, not to cut you off, brother, this Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter shit wouldn't have been this prevalent if this motherfucking pandemic would have never started and everybody was locked down to finally actually see what people of color have to deal with and go through.
What you mean? All this stuff was going on before that?
All this stuff was going on before. But when was it like this, PD? When we got locked down and everybody had to be in their house and watch TV, that's when all this shit started hitting the fucking face. Shit! These fuckers really are killing those Negroes.
But that's the point. That's the whole point. When we talk about voting and we talk about equity and we talk about equality, the whole point is why are these white rednecks riled up? These white rednecks are riled up because they finally come into the understanding after sitting home during the pandemic. They come into the understanding that, guess what? People who work hard, people who grind, they're going to make shit happen. Which means, since I'm not working hard, since I'm not grinding, and it's nothing that somebody can just give away to me, I'm losing. So you told me that the Mexicans were stealing my job? That wasn't true. When you told me the black people were stealing my jobs? That wasn't true.
How are Mexicans or black people stealing jobs from people that didn't want to do those fucking jobs?
But that's what they coming to realize.
Because I've heard black people say, and I have, oh man, them goddamn Latinos stealing off a dog. I'm not picking no fucking
you
tomatoes.
ain't doing no landscaping.
I'm not cutting no grass.
But
I'm not doing none of that shit.
But everything you talking about is micro to what we talking about. When you talk about voting and you talk about changing your community, it comes with understanding how to vote. That's why these people have lobbyists. That's why these people have money in the system. That's why Jewish people have a whole fucking fee that they pay every month to go into their organization that handles their politics. That's why if you say anything against a Jewish person, all of a sudden, you start having problems.
Well, no. You can't say nothing about gays. You can't say nothing about trans
but
people.
They roll the same
thing.
But they roll the same way. The same way that the Jewish community has a stronghold on what's said about them is the same way the LGBTQ plus community has a stronghold on what's said about them. The reason why they said Obama was the gay rights president is because the gay rights people asked him for something.
And he gave it to them. We don't never ask for anything.
They asked for something. They lobbied for it.
Hey,
they called their congressmen and called their congresswomen.
Okay.
They called the Senate. So they actually voted.
Okay. So that lets you know, or any sane, normal person, national politics shouldn't be what we're concentrating on. We should concentrate on local senators, congressmen, town councilmen, mayors, and this, that, and the third. That'll change national policy.
I can't stand by that because all politics are local.
Is it?
All politics are local. Who's going to formulate those statutes? Federal law. Federal judges. Like Trump hired 200 of them. Why are they fighting about the Supreme Court and Trump stacking the court up? Because they are going to be the people who decide laws. Yeah. Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act is an actual legislation that was voted on and approved. Yeah. They couldn't outvote it, so they put it in the hands of the court. Now they're going to destroy it in the court because they couldn't outvote it.
Then I feel like that's going to backfire because, I mean, that's going to backfire because how are you going to repeal that? And more than just black people depend on that.
It's not about black people. It's about rich and poor. And if I want the poor to not have health care, then I get rid of what gives the poor health care. And that's the point. That's what people have to realize. See, the system fooled white people to believe, poor white people to believe that they were better than black people. No. You dig what I'm saying? What they coming to realize now is, no, you're not better than black people. You're the black people of white people. See what I'm saying?
The rich white people call you trash.
Yeah,
that's what you are.
So with voting and with the power of voting, where you see people marching in the street for Black Lives Matter and all these different causes, the reason why it matters now and the reason why these people are recognizing this now and the reason why we have the highest voter turnout everywhere for early voting is because the country as a whole has been able to sit home and recognize that we wasn't doing this shit right. So what they started doing, what they do with Biden. Biden came to South Carolina. He had to kiss the ring of our what is he, a senator?
Who? Lindsey?
No. Black guy who Clyburn. Jim Clyburn. So he had to kiss the ring of Clyburn. Clyburn gave him the okay and said, all right, all y'all old black people, vote for Biden. Biden been dead. Yeah. They voted for that nigga won. Guess what happened after that? Young people stepped in. Oh yeah, I know you said you was gonna give us a Supreme Court pick, but fuck that. We want a black woman to be your running mate. Nah, I'm already giving you the Supreme Court. I'm gonna put a black woman on the Supreme Court. Yeah, that's cool, fuck that. But you need a black woman to run with. If you don't have a black woman running with you,
look at the one he picked.
We not fucking with you. Brilliant choice.
Look at the one he picked.
Let me say this. Let me finish saying what I'm saying. He did not want to choose no black woman.
No.
But he had no choice. Why does he have no choice? Because overwhelmingly, the group that voted him in, that kept him alive, was black people. So that's the way voting works. The group that you are beholden to, like Trump is beholden to these 30% white supremacists and all these people, you ever seen him win against them? Hell fucking no. Why? Because the rest of y'all fly by night. But these 30% motherfuckers, they kept me at 33%. Mm-hmm. And they gonna keep me at 33%. The rest of y'all finicky people, white women might end up voting for me again. Mm-hmm. But these 33%, I gotta keep these motherfuckers. Yeah. Guess who Biden base is? Black people. So you beholden to us, motherfucker, and you gonna do what we ask you for.
I feel as though he takes it for granted.
The whole point,
like that's what it's supposed to be.
The fact of the matter is, he's not used to, just like any other politician. They're not used to black people holding their feet to the fire. Look at Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham is a perfect example. Lindsey Graham in South Carolina never thought a day in his life that all the shit he said would be in ads running against him. He never thought it, or he would have never said that shit. That nigga was on TV all the time, doing interviews all the time, done flip-flop with Trump, went from disliking Trump, now to liking Trump, now to being his lapdog. He did all of this shit because he felt like South Carolina was secure for him. Mm-hmm. Now that motherfucker sweating. He all on Fox News. Man, I need some money, man. Come on, man. I suck your dick. I need some money. He didn't say that, allegedly. But anyway, the whole point is, he never thought he would be in that situation. He never thought that the community he ignored, he would need.
Man, you know what, y'all, brother, y'all kill me with that shit. Because listen, let me tell you something, man.
Tell me something.
Let me tell you something, man. Trump didn't get in office just by all white people voting for him.
Of course not.
Lindsey Graham didn't get in office just by all white people voting for him.
Of course not.
Niggas voted for these people, bro.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's not get that twisted. There's a lot of Uncle Ruckuses out there.
Very true.
I might be one of them.
I'm sitting next to a supporter sometimes.
All depends on what they're talking about.
The whole fact of the matter is, you know what he's talking about. And the whole fact of the matter is, you know he ain't never had to scramble.
But then
25 years he ain't never had to scramble. Tell me the truth. You ever seen him scramble?
No, but I don't appreciate some of the shit he's been saying lately either.
Okay.
That last shit he got out to where, black person could go
long as
anywhere
you
in South
conservative.
Carolina. What the fuck?
Is your son conservative? Is your daughter
Hell no,
conservative?
my children aren't conservative.
You know what I'm saying? Even if they will be later on.
My kid's liberal as fuck.
But the whole point is, that's you making my point. Motherfuckers is in a fight because black people are requiring something for their vote. Before they just used to be like, you know what? I'm only going to get 5-7%. I don't give a fuck about these black people. Now they like, I need that percent.
Bro, this shit fun and games. Listen, it's always like this. The shit is fun and games. Everybody get elected, this, that, and the third. Then, when they get elected, everybody shuts the fuck up.
Making my exact point. Knowing how to vote. We gained the right to vote 60, 70 years ago. We thought getting beat across the head just to go file our ballot was voting. No, it's not. It's about lobbying. It's about writing your congressperson. It's about strength in numbers. It's about
some cats just go in there and vote a whole straight Democratic ticket. You don't know shit about the rest of them.
And that's cool. Guess what? They did what they felt they needed to do, but they voted. I don't give a fuck if you just go in there any money, mo. As long as you vote. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Be a part of the process. Because guess what? There's a lot of people who don't know shit about a fucking process until they actually do it. They don't even care. Their parents said, go in there and vote Democrat. Go in there and vote Republican. You a Christian because you was born into a Christian family. It's only when you decide to take claim and take understanding of your own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that comes with experiences. So guess what? You could be raised in a racist family, and you could decide one day, I'm not racist. And then you stop fucking with that racist family.
That can start a whole nother conversation that we don't have time for. Because can you actually be black and be racist?
I would say no, because racism is a system.
Mm-hmm. Now, you could be prejudiced.
Prejudice, yeah. Prejudice just means you don't like something. I'm prejudiced against the color green. If you don't like the color green, you prejudiced against the color green.
I don't think you prejudiced against the color green.
I'm just saying, for example. Prejudice, you can be prejudiced because prejudice just means you don't like something. And I'm actually cool with anybody who's prejudiced. I don't like racism because racism is a system. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody that's hell-bent based on your color or race on holding you back as a system. Meaning, if there's only 4 stores in the city, these 4 stores are holding me back to where I can't work. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, the other 10 people in the city can work, but y'all racist against me and y'all as a system are holding me back, holding me down to where I can't do the things I need to do. Mm-hmm. So I'm cool with prejudiced people. It's the racist system that I have a problem with. Long as the laws don't protect you, long as you can't come and burn up my house that I work hard to build and be free and just walk around like it was cool, long as you can't burn down my whole town in Tulsa and just be like, don't ever speak on Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? And live your life free.
Me personally, brother, I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted.
On?
Because what we talked about earlier in the show about funny acting neighbors being black and this, that, and the third. Right. I don't like them kind. You know, I'll be like, in my head, I'm like, damn, why wish you can get rid of all them kind of niggas? But those are still my people.
Yeah, your people are not monolithic. They're not going to be like you. They're not going to be like me. They're not going to be like other people you might know. They're going to all be different. That's the reason.
All white folks ain't bad.
Yeah, and that's the whole point.
All Republicans aren't bad.
That's the whole point. We don't, I guess stereotypes exist for a reason. So we do stereotype people. The whole point is we don't stereotype a race necessarily. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like our race has been stereotyped against to the point where they had to create a whole thing. They had to ask a whole church for permission to degrade our status as being human beings. and it has never been upgraded to being just a regular human being.
But it's funny you say that, but our race is what's feeding and has been feeding pop culture for the last 30 years.
But they know that. If they woke up today and all black people was boarding planes to leave and go to another country, they'd be breaking down and crying. Everybody who make money would be breaking down and crying. That's the whole point. Like
it's funny you say that. Africans,
we had to understand that.
Certain peoples on the continent of Africa, because Africa's a continent, and I can't stand people say, "Oh, I'm going back to Africa." Okay,
right.
Where are you going back?
Where you going to?
They don't even like us. Some residents in countries on the continent of Africa don't like Americanized black people.
And even that statement has to be broken down because that's a stereotype.
It is. But we stereotype them too. Fifi, go feed the lion.
How many new people you like?
I don't like new people at all.
Me either. So if a group of new people from another country, I don't give a fuck what country it is,
I'm not gonna like that.
come, I don't necessarily like them. So that's the experience.
I don't like a new person to come on my job.
That's an experience that some people might have had, and then they took it as, oh, this whole country, this whole continent don't like new people.
So I guess what we're breaking it down to is actually the individuals.
Yeah. Ultimately, that's what you're seeing. That's what you talk about when you say this pandemic has shown people as individuals.
But that is true. A lot of people are seeing things that they wouldn't have seen if they weren't made to sit still.
And they're taking individual actions based on the things that they've seen, and they just happen to walk out as an individual and find themselves in a group. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it comes down to. So the whole point is, right now, black people are recognizing that we have never truly voted, and we coming out one by one, but finding ourselves in a group. And now this group is becoming more powerful. This group is gaining more understanding. This group is putting power and economics together. This group is putting the vote together with power and economics. And now, hopefully, we'll be making some leeway. And that's what all black people, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, or Black Party, which is a new party they're trying to start, or Green Party, which is a party that exists, or Independence, which is growing, I think it was 20% in South Carolina. 20 people was registered as independent. So you know what I'm saying? The whole point is, the more time goes on, the more you learn, the more you have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and the more things change. You know what I'm saying? Now, does that mean they change for the better necessarily? Not necessarily, because power breeds.
But man, sitting back, watching everything, man, listen, you look at that Black Lives Matter, like me personally, I don't believe in that because I saw where it started from and who started it. You're not really for us. But you notice it's more white folks into that than black folks. They the ones screaming and hollering and spitting on police.
Because they'll kidnap a movement for their purpose. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of these movements wasn't started for our purpose. So even Black Lives Matter, I believe in the 3 women who started it. You know what I'm saying? But when other people take over, they do things for their purpose. So when you need funding and you get funding from a certain person, that certain person, you take on their identity. That's just the way it works. That's why you got to be careful who you take funding from. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, without funding, can you do what you need to do? So it's kind of like a toss-up.
But brother, everybody that runs for office and listen, Jamie Harrison is raising buku money. But boy, listen, if he wins, he owes a lot of favors. And a lot of them favors don't have shit to do with black people.
Well, guess what? If Jamie Harrison wins and he owes a lot of favors, and those favors are not to black people, but he is not beholden to his voters, and his voters actually know how to vote, he will never be able to fulfill those favors. Because his ass will be gone in 6 years, and we won't vote Lindsey back in. We'll vote somebody in who will actually go with what we want them to go with. That's the point. We act as if we work for these people instead of these people working for us.
That's right.
So once the people gained understanding that these people work for us, that's when you learn how to vote. That's what teaches you. Know why old people get what they want? Because old people vote. Old people organize. And guess what happens when you don't give old people what they want?
What?
They vote your ass out.
Old people?
Old people.
Man, all I've ever seen from old black people vote Democrat just because they Democrat.
I don't care what you only seen. And I ain't said black or white. I said old people. When it comes to old people issues, those shits always get worked out.
We shall see, bro. We shall see.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we shall see. We gonna know November 4th, 5th, and 6th. By the end of next week, we gonna know what's going on.
We'll know sometime. I don't know if it'll be that quick. But Trump will say he won before the polls closed.
Y'all are witnessing history here, people. We gonna find out.
But anyway, it's been a while. You know what I'm saying? But we appreciate y'all rocking with us.
You still showing favoritism, bro. You still showing favoritism.
Shout out to Drinks and Discussions.
Nah, man, ain't no
Make
shout
sure y'all
out
check
there,
them out.
They don't never mention us, man. None of these little shows.
They on episode number 43.
Sipping their little drinks and shit.
And yes, they have. They on episode number 43, and they also share us on their page and everything. And we appreciate all the love and support. You know what I'm saying? We on episode number 12?
Nah, man.
Maybe
11.
But
see, you know what? This here is a different animal, man. Listen, man. This is a different animal, man. Stop counting episodes.
So
man.
we little bro to them. They didn't.
We ain't little.
They
bro
our
to them.
big sisters.
Man,
and we
listen,
little
man,
bro to them.
Y'all boys out there fucking around playing, man.
So that's what it is.
This is the top fucking local podcast ever. All the other shit is whatever. Is our sons, man. We birthed a bunch of you clowns. You hear me?
You sounding like Nikki right now.
We birthed a bunch of y'all, man. We birthed a bunch of y'all, son. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing.
And if
we don't have to be in front of the camera every fucking day, every fucking week. We don't. So I ain't even falling for that bullshit. You know, we birthed a bunch of y'all, man. I birthed a bunch of y'all niggas, man. Stop playing with me, man. This is Stubb, man.
Oh yeah, nigga.
Y'all boys are something else, man.
So anyway, we appreciate y'all, man. We check y'all out next time. You know,
y'all don't even like to give props for props.
Big Black and Unsuccessful. We out.
Yeah, man. Peace.